Hey folks, Wish SE here today in New Hampshire. I wanted to chat a little bit today about some of the pros and cons of competition shooting and some of the things you ought to think about if you're going down that path. Competition shooting is great for elevating your heartbeat, putting a little stress on yourself, and having a lot of fun. Really encourage you to do it. At the same time, recognize that if all you do is compete, and then you think you're going to carry a gun or defend yourself in your home with that firearm, you may have learned some habits in the context of the training for that event, for that competition, or within the competition, that may prevent you from doing the things that you need. For example, many ranges require any weapons manipulation. The gun needs to be pointed downrange or at a 45-degree angle. So as you're reloading or manipulating the gun, the muzzle always has to be into that berm. Makes a lot of sense from a safety standpoint. The downside is I've lost my focus on a threat if my head is down looking at my gun as I manipulate it. And again, not everyone can practice this way, not every range allows it, but that's why I prefer this muzzle position here, right? I've got good muzzle discipline and finger discipline, keeping my finger straight, but I can move and I can see if the gun is up here. Again, not for everybody. If it doesn't work for you, don't do it. What we do know from talking to combat vets is many of them have been trained to do this. Some of them have been shot after they thought they put a bad guy down. They've their gun has gone down and they've had to fix it. Their head goes down. They lose awareness of the threat, the target they shot, and that bad guy pops up and shoots them. If you have your gun up here, you can see what's going on. So that's one thing that we notice a lot when students come to our classes and they've shot a lot of competitions. It's hard to get them to reverse that thought and get the gun up here. The second one is movement. A lot of these great shooters, competitive shooters, are really good, and they're good at being static. Here they can deliver hits, right? And then they'll move, right? But there's not a lot of shooting and moving. So they'll move to the next spot, engage their threat. The other thing many events won't allow you to do is to reload on the move. In a real fight, all those things are important, and your ability and your proficiency at that is going to make a big difference of whether or not you survive the fight. So the bottom line as it relates to this is do compete. Competitions are awesome, great stuff for you. Just be aware that whatever you do in competition and you do as part of your training regimen will be what you will revert to under stress. If it's being static and not moving, you're not going to do it. If the muzzle's down here and your head is down, you're going to do it under stress. You're not going to be able to manipulate and move within that fight. Every combat vet that I know says gunfights are very dynamic. They are not static. They're moving. And as soon as you see the threat, you're moving. You are not standing still. Based on that, what we try to train in our classes and what I try to train is to be shooting and moving, manipulating the gun and moving. And really developing skills, a foundation that if I have to fight, even if things aren't going well, I'm going to do that from muscle memory. Anyway, that's some thoughts. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody. Again, competition is great. I'm not saying it's bad. I do encourage you guys, though, to think about the muscle memory you're building, what I call training scars to some degree, with the things that you do. Hey, thanks so much for watching. And as always, stay safe. Benefits and some of the...